Alright, welcome back to Hot Topics, y'all. If you've never been here before, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Click the bell next to the subscribe button so you are notified every time we put up a new video on this channel or every time we do an update to one of these stories that we cover on this channel. Hit that subscribe button and help us to continue to grow. Alright. That's Designer. Listen, when they first said that Designer has checked into a mental facility, I thought to myself, Designer has always been a bit off to me, right? But I mean, what original person isn't a bit off? We live in a society where everybody is supposed to look the same, dress the same, and all that. And Designer is a little bit different. Just listen to his music. You would think that he has his own language that he mixes with the English language. And he's just a different kind of person. Anyhow, mental health is a serious thing. And apparently, he had a meltdown recently. Now, let's talk about that. And shout out to BET.com for this information. So, rapper Designer is now taking time out to focus on his mental health. They said he whipped out, fam, on an airplane. Like, boom, pulls your zipper down, pull out the thing on people, seeing your whole private part front. You can't be doing that. You could be hit with a lawsuit. He might have pulled that out and somebody had their little 8-year-old, 9-year-old daughter sitting right there seeing a full strange man's frontal who just exposed himself on purpose. All kinds of stuff. Criminal charges could come out of this. So I don't know if he's claiming mental health issues because, criminal charge, this could get serious, and I don't know if maybe he was on them perks, maybe he was on some kind of drugs, illegal, illicit drugs that made him do this, act out of character. The fast star, the fast life, the famous life. You're rich, you're famous, you're going places, you're doing shows here, shows there. You're taking more airplanes than taxis, than Ubers. You caught up in the moment, living your life. And you had one of those episodes where you act out of character because it was a wild night before, or it was a wild day and you just jumped on this flight high as hell. And now you're doing something that could get you in trouble. I don't know. And now they're saying, no, let's say it's mental health. Let's get him to a facility because we can't handle being sued and we don't want these criminal charges. Anyhow, according to BET.com, Designer is now taking some time out to focus on his mental health. The Panda MC told fans on his Instagram stories that he will be stepping away from his career after he allegedly exposed himself during a recent flight. Now, in his post, Sidney Royale Selby III is his name, his real name, Sidney Royale Selby III. That's Designer. We'll just stick to Designer. Okay. He said that for the past few months, I have not been okay. And I have been struggling to come to terms with what is going on for the past few months. Now, while overseas for a concert I performed at, I had to be admitted to a hospital because I was not thinking clearly. He's in a haze. He's in a daze. He's overseas. He's going through a mental breakdown. He's rambling to himself. Words that have no meaning to anybody else. So he was admitted to a hospital overseas. He then stated that while he was overseas and he was admitted to that hospital, that, they gave him some medication. The medication they gave him apparently had some crazy side effects to it. And he couldn't stay in that other country too much longer because he had other appointments and he had to fly back to the States. Now, according to this unidentified source who spoke to TMZ, again, y'all know TMZ, they had the scoop. So this unidentified source spoke to TMZ. The Timmy Turner rapper was on an international flight That means it ain't local people. It's not state to state. It's not Georgia, Texas to Miami. It's international. He's coming from overseas, from Europe somewhere, something like that, right? He was on an international flight. And the international flight made some stops in Thailand and in Tokyo. Now, at some point during that trip, Designer got up and exposed himself full frontal. And then he was scolded by the flight attendant. Put that stuff away. What are you doing? Listen, this is wrong, blah, blah, blah. You know, he was scolded. Designer said he going through some things. Abnormal stuff has been happening to him for a couple of months now. I don't know. He's 25 years old, right? And one thing that we need to look into, though, is this is serious words. One thing we need to look into is the fact that mental health issues kind of kicks in around that age group. Yeah. All right. It's about 25, 23, 24, 25, somewhere in there is where the onset of mental illness will manifest. And then it will start to become prominent as you go older, 27, 28, 29, 30. So he's right there in that age group where if he's bipolar or if he is anything else, is going to start to show up. I hope it's nothing like he is schizophrenic and he's hearing voices and all that other stuff. Now, I hope Designer knows this, or I hope the people around him knows this, that if he's on any kind of drugs, Percocets or Molly's popping or whatever the hell he's on, if he is on any kind of drugs, those could actually speed up the process or bring on, we in the medical field we'll say exacerbate. That could bring on his mental illness and make it even more prominent, right? It could be triggered. It could just be laying dormant in him, and then it's triggered by whatever else. Overconsumption of alcohol, popping these pills, whatever. And you know that goes along with this lifestyle that he lives. Because if you listen to Designer's music, it's a turn up kind of music, requires high energy kind of music. And imagine having to be high energy every time you perform. And then imagine having to perform every other day. I don't know. Sometimes that fame stuff, it ain't really all that it's cut out to be. Anyhow, now after arriving in Minneapolis on Monday, April 17th, the entertainer was detained by authorities because the people on the plane, they called ahead and they made a complaint. So when he landed in the U.S. in Minneapolis, the police picked him up. Authorities questioned him and then they released him. It's believed that he may have had an adverse reaction to the medications that were given to him at the hospital that he checked into while he was overseas, and that was what caused his questionable behavior. Designer admitted, he says, "I am ashamed of my actions that happened on that plane." And he's now home, chilling, where he is, admitting myself in a facility to help me. He also said that he will be canceling all his shows and any obligations until further notice. He didn't give a date. He's just going to go get some help. And however long it takes for him to get some help to where he gets back to being feeling right, that's how long it's going to take. Now, the former Good Music signee, Good Music belonging to Kanye West, as y'all know, the former Good Music signee concluded his message by asking fans for their prayers. And he said that mental health is real, guys. It's real. If you're not feeling like yourself, please go get some help. The rapper received much support on social media, with a lot of people applauding him for his transparency and for taking full accountability for his actions. Yeah, that part. We don't pay enough attention to mental health within our community anyways. We just say stuff like, damn, bro's bugging out, you know? Or, yo, you going ham, you going crazy, this, that, and the other, but we leave it at that. There are things out there, chemical imbalance in the brain, people going through depression silently, then it turns into something else. Now you're clinically depressed, and then comes hearing voices, schizophrenia develops, and all that other kind of stuff. And I think we need to take that more seriously. So yeah, I'm going to end this one with the same message that Designer put out. And it says, if you're not feeling like yourself, go get some help. You don't want to stay around until it's too late. And then next thing you know, you're walking the streets naked, or you're opening your clothes and exposing your full frontal to a bunch of strangers. Right? All right. With that said, I'll catch y'all on the next video. It's Hot Topics TV, and we wish Designer all the best. Take your time, get your mind right, and come back and do you in front of your audience. Pause. All puns not intended. You know what I mean. We're here for you. Catch y'all on the next video, man. Hit that subscribe button. I'm out. Peace.